folks. Last time we left off, sorry, we'd retrieved the Ankaran sarcophagus, and we brought it to Lacroix. We think Lacroix is up to no good. He's probably allied with the Kwai Jin. He sent us to fight some Kwai Jin, hoping they'd kill us. But everyone underestimated the power of an automatic shotgun, and to their everlasting peril. Although they almost got me because it took me a while to like switch around. It's really annoying to have to every time something new starts, you have to re-equip your weapon. But whatever. Uh, that's all. I don't even remember what he said before. I think I can do. Yeah, home key. If you press the home key, then it comes up. So what he asked me before is I did find a pair of bikini swimwear and a book detailing the origins of various Turkish dialects. That's all?
I detected the scent of myrrh incense, which is usually burned in monasteries. Also, I found beach sand in part of a muddy footprint. Putting two and two together, I located a monastery near a beach in Malibu, where I believe hunters are holding Johansen captive.
Huh. You figured all that out by just sniffing around his room?
Actually, there were two hunters on the roof of the building opposite the hotel who were positively delighted to tell me everything they knew, provided I stopped dangling them headfirst over the side.
Well, there you go. Hunters have this guy? What would hunters want with an
The
archaeologist?
hunters abducted Dr. Johansen for his own protection, or at least that's how they've justified it. He's being held by the Society of Leopold and used, quite ingeniously, as bait for Prince Lacroix's minions.
And that's me. The Society of Leopold.
Sebastian mentioned you ran into one of the hunters from the Society of Leopold some time ago. They're so secret a church organization, I don't even think they know if they exist. But essentially, they're murderers for Christ, or some such deity.
Oh man. So how do we get him out?
You'll have to go to the monastery and find a way into the tunnels beneath, where the hunters are holding Johansen. I'm afraid I can't accompany you, but then it's best you go alone. Too many of us might set them off, like fundamentalists on contrary opinion.
Okay. You're not going?
It's not that I don't love walking into the heart of danger to curry favor with the local magistrate of the hour, but actually, that's exactly it. I'd rather not get involved in the politics of it. Besides, I'd better document the sarcophagus before Sebastian's goon smashes it open.
Is he talking about me or the sheriff? Uh, Fine. How do I get there?
I wouldn't recommend walking. Certainly, Sebastian's already provided cab fare. I'm sure he always spares no expense when archaeology is at stake.
Uh, I have a few questions before I go.
Excellent.
Anything else you can tell me about the Society of Leopold?
The Society, for the most part, knows very little about us. But they do know how to kill and torture us, and that's enough. Also, some of them exhibit powers that can make them quite formidable. Best not to announce yourself.
In the setting of Vampire the Masquerade, mortal humans get if they're really faithful, they get some. Well, there's also mages and stuff like that, but the really faithful get powers based on their faith, not unlike the blood disciplines vampires use, but most mortals don't have that. In fact, only one in this entire game has that ability, which we have to go kill him pretty soon. Let's see. You spoke of Gehenna before. I think this sarcophagus is part of it.
Well, if we open it up and the world ends, then yes. If we open it up and the world does not end, then no. I'd wager the latter.
Have you learned anything else about the Thin Bloods?
How any sane kindred could think these poor unfortunates are an immediate threat to us is absurd. Most were afraid, or at the very least uneasy around me. Tragic. Their desperation could very well hold the spark of revolution, however.
Okay. Tell me about yourself.
I've said quite a lot about myself already. I know even less about you than you do me. Why don't you tell me about yourself?
Oh? There's a place in the world I couldn't sneak into. I don't know of any problem that can't be solved with violence. Like yourself, I consider myself somewhat of a scholar.
I consider myself a seeker of reluctant information. Scholar sounds like academia. Ugh. How versed are you in the occult?
Uh, Apparently not very.
Then you wouldn't know that Dracula, the fictional vampire of movie fame, was very real. His real name was Vlad Tepes, and he was a Jamisi, though he was not Sabbat. By some accounts, he still lives into these nights. Unless you've got further questions, I'd really like to get back to looking at the sarcophagus.
A stat increase? I just got a stat increase. That's interesting. I have another question. I want to come back and I want to go ask the prince something before. I don't want to do the other ones in case they send me right out. I do have another question.
Excellent. Remember, Dr. Johansson is an innocent. He has no idea we actually exist. Try not to put the idea in his head.
Okay. Oh, good. I can still go talk to the prince. Prince Douchebag.
Did you find a way to open the sarcophagus?
Getting the sarcophagus back was quite an expensive ordeal.
I can't have my protege looking plebeian, can I? You'll find I can be very generous towards those who serve me well.
Yeah. Did I mention? Did I mention I had to slink through sewers, Chinatown, fight a Zemitzi?
Point made.
Good. Thanks. I had a
Which
question.
is...
What do you know about the Kuei Jin?
Traditionally, the Kuei Jin has stayed in Asian territory, and the kindred Europe, and later North America. But recently, they invaded the West Coast, killing off a substantial number of anarchs. They lack the organization of the Camarilla, and think nothing of breaking the masquerade. Though we share similar traits, there is no fraternity between us. We embrace. They rise from the grave. They do not know the pleasure of blood. They are without clan. And oh yes, they believe our kind to be inferior. They are as much of a threat as the wolves.
The wolves?
Werewolves. I can still recall a time when cities were surrounded by miles of forests full of the beasts. But progress has taken care of that problem.
Well, that and automatic shotguns, I'm sure. I had another question.
Which is...
What do you think's inside the
If
sarcophagus?
you didn't take the time to ask, perhaps we'd know by now. As I mentioned before, my concern is that it pertains something supernatural. Now, Beckett has waived this theory altogether. The city is alight with dread. Perhaps it's an antediluvian.
An antediluvian.
Joke. The antediluvians are the mythical progenitors of each of the clans for whom they trace their bloodlines. And according to mythology, descendants of Cain, the legendary first vampire.
Cain.
As in the biblical Cain and Abel? Before you put too much stock in it, realize that the church and all of its mythos are blends of kindred and mortal meddling. Whips to regulate weak minds. This is all Beckett's field of expertise. If you want a lesson, merely ask him.
I had another question.
Which is...
Which is... Never mind. I guess that's all we get from him. Okay. See if I can talk to Beckett anymore.
I wouldn't recommend walking. Certainly, Sebastian's always...
Yeah, you already told me that. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Remember, Doctor?
Yeah, okay. Later. Don't let him know that I'm a vampire. Okay, I will try. Alright. So I just got, I assume, a scholarship point? Yeah, I just got a scholarship point because I asked him about the Zemitzi. Something tells me that the Zemitzi I fought is probably is that Vlad Tepes. No, he's never part of the Zabbat, he said. Okay. Well, we'll do it. We'll increase our intelligence. Because it said here that I need, in order to do this one, if Ozzy were here. Yeah, I just got a research skill of 8. Yes, I did. Between that free point I got from Beckett and that what I just spent, um, my knowledge of that thing should come up any second now. Any second. It's still not coming. Well, let's go out into the street. And what we'll do is we'll just come out here. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop that thing on the ground, and then we're going to pick it up again. And then hopefully it tells me what it is. I knew I could get scholarship points from Beckett, but I didn't know... Oh, there it goes. I figured out what it says. The Solosept. Tidal chorus of whispers washes across your thoughts. They seem to be offering guidance. But their message eludes your conscious mind. Their motivations are unknown, but you find yourself increasingly willing to submit to their guidance. As long as you possess the Solosept, you will gain an extra point of experience. Sorry. Every time you are awarded 3 or more experience. Solosept may or may not have other effects. I don't think it has any other effects, but maybe it does. Oh well, whatever, I don't care. Oh, so I get, from now on, an extra point for every time I get over 3 experience, like 3 or more. That's pretty good. And that's exactly what I was waiting for this Chinatown mission. Yuki is looking for a demon Himiokai. She's anything you can find out about it. Let's go see if we can. Sure, why not? Let's go to Chinatown. Before we go do the hunter mission, let's see if we can't figure out more about this. Also, we probably need to renew some of our ammunition. And thanks to LaCroix, we just got a fair amount more cash, so at the very least we ought to be able to refill our ammunition. We might get some blood packs as well before going to the hunters. But I don't anticipate any hunters being a problem. I will probably just snipe them.
Welcome back!
Had a question. Do you know Wong Ho?
Yes!
Anything specific I should know?
Yes. If you go to his restaurant on Tuesday after 6 o'clock, if you ask nicely, they make you hot pot bean curd. Delicious.
Another question. The word Hinkyokai mean anything to you?
Is that kind of herb? Probably I'm out.
Another question. You see your weapons. You got swords. Katana. I don't really need a katana. Yeah, I don't need Remington M70. I don't need that. Desert Eagle. Yeah, I'll buy a few of those. Let's see. What's this? Crossbow. Don't need that. We definitely need some of these. Uh, Uzis? No, I don't think we need too many of those. The Desert Eagle replaces the Colt Anaconda, so I can sell this one. What did I need? I needed this one. These are expensive, but I want to have as many of them as I can. And we have the spaz up all the way too. A katana and a shingento. What's this? Uzi. Ugh. I did not mean to buy that. Did not need that. You only face a gargoyle once in the entire game. What is this? A bush hook. I'm sure they are pretty gory, but I don't need that anyway. Let's see. I think that's it. One thing I want to change here, though, is I'm going to change this to the Stair Og. And I don't need that one to be that either, so I'm going to turn that into a ranged weapon. And I'm going to turn it into the rifle. So what is it? 7? Oh no. That wasn't supposed to be that anyway. This is supposed to be Thermology Blood Boil. And this can be changed to ranged weapon rifle. So 1 will be the Og. So if I accidentally press this, that's what I get. Actually, how many bullets do I have? I think that's the max, honestly. So he didn't know anything about the Hogyo Genkai. Let's go see if anyone else knows about it. What? Did I like go out the back door? Apparently I did. Who would know about that? Maybe Mr. Ox would know about it. Honestly, I already know where the Hogyoku is, but I want to do it the proper way.
You are always welcome here.
I had some questions.
Yes?
Does the word Hingyokai mean anything to you?
Nothing.
It was worth a shot. I'm out of here. Alright, that's probably all I have for this video, so I will see you guys next time. See you then.